Aloha everybody, welcome back to Eat and Be Eaten. Today's video is all about how to plant bananas. This is a step-by-step guide. So the first thing to know, you don't plant bananas from seeds. You plant them from keiki or young saplings that are growing off the underground root or rhizome of the mother stalk. So I have a few small patches of bananas and I'm going to expand to this lowest row of my orchard here. You can see we have the fence line, a row of macadamia nut trees, and a nice 10-foot swath of open space. So that's where I'm going to start planting out more bananas. Now when it comes to choosing new ones, you can see here the stump of a stalk that had a rack of fruit on it that I cut down. When you harvest a rack of bananas, you cut down the entire stalk that the rack of fruit is growing on. If you want to see a video, click the link in the upper corner of the right way to harvest bananas. And so out of that, the new stalks are going to start growing. So you want to choose one that's nice and small, one of the youngest ones, because the older ones are going to have the next rack of bananas. The tools you're going to need for this job are a shovel and what's called an o'o bar. An o'o bar is a big metal digging stick that you're going to use to sever the stalk of the banana from the main clump at the root. 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Although I don't want our new banana to be right by this macadamia nut, so if you could move back a little, I'm going to put it right about here, equidistant from these two mac nuts. Also, gets some nice sun here. Bananas are what they call heavy feeders, so they like lots of water, they like lots of rich soil, they like lots of sun, lots of everything. So this will be a great spot, bottom of the orchard, rich soil, plenty of shade in the day as the sun passes across these trees, but also plenty of sun as well. So I'm going to dig a hole here. Since the young stalk is small, about 2 feet across and 2 feet deep will be plenty for the hole. Okay, since this is so close to these macadamia nut trees, you can see the mac nut roots, that red color inside the roots. So, gotta bust through those. Just tear right through the root, get it out of there. Coming off the edge. This one is also a good choice, but it's a little thicker, so I'm gonna take this small one. And so what you gotta do, grass out of here. But what we got to do is try to sever this stalk right at the base with the o'o bar so that we get some root ball in there so it can continue to grow. It's important not to damage the stalk, so you got to make a really precise strike in there. So let's see how it goes. Okay, and you can kind of wiggle the o'o bar to start to loosen up the stalk. So it's more, this right here is a stalk that I cut down to harvest a rack a few months ago. So it's more safe, or you can be a little more rough with prying against this one since it's already spent.
There you go. Get it. Yeah!
So as you can see, there's still plenty of root ball and roots coming off the bottom. So when we replant this in the ground, it's going to take and it's going to be able to keep growing and start to grow new leaves and survive. So now I'm going to take it over to the spot I prepared and get this new keiki of banana in the ground. And to help with the shock and to make sure this new stalk gets a good start, I'm going to plant it in 3/4 compost and just 1/4 of the backfill of the soil that I dug out. I brought the machete because when you're planting out bananas, you want to cut off all these excess leaves. Otherwise, they're just going to wilt, take the energy from the plant. You want the plant focusing its energy on establishing its new root system in a new place. So we're going to cut off all but the youngest unfurling banana leaf. So there we go. Just the youngest leaf coming from directly in the center, still unfurling, is going to stay. And now, let me get into this compost. Hi, honey. Okay, so Hannah, come on, close. In my stalk, directly in the center of the hole. Spread it out evenly. And whenever you're planting a tree, you want to leave a slight depression so that when it rains, water can pool in there and retain moisture better. Now, I'm going to take some of this dirt I dug out and use that as the top layer. Okay, and now I'll water it in, and this will be the start of a new banana patch. And as this stalk gets big, little keiki are going to start to grow off the underground rhizome of this one and form a new patch. So that is how you expand your bananas from an existing patch in your orchard. And one last thing, I'm going to take the banana leaves that I just cut and use those to mulch around the base so that they can hold in moisture and suppress weeds. And as you can see here, after I water in the new banana, the water pools on those durable leaves that are going to last for weeks and stays there and is going to slowly seep into the ground and feed that banana plant. Thanks for watching, guys. This video is a part of a series all about bananas in Hawaii. We've got videos on how to harvest bananas, how to mulch with all the different parts of the banana tree, as well as recipes on banana bread, banana foster sauce, and more. So if you're interested, check out the links, and we'll see you next time. Aloha.